Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy St. Patrick's Day. My name is Jackie. I am the founder of Kreativ and I am an artist based out of Plymouth, Massachusetts. Today we will be using crayons. I have a 16 pack of crayons, anything will do. And I also have 3 sheets of white paper, computer paper, or whatever you have. Again, it's just going to be so much fun. I can't wait. So we are going to be painting or drawing, actually. This here. It is a very happy dog. He found a pot of dog bones at the end of the rainbow, so he's very happy. And I am excited to see all of your drawings after. So make sure you have everything, your crayons, paper, and I cannot wait to see how these come out. So I'm sitting at my camera ready and I'm going to take you step by step, but I want to see your ideas. So if you want to change anything, add anything, hi everyone, just go for it and make it your own. So let me just fix my camera and we'll get started. All right. Here we go. All right, so here's my paper, and I have my crayons all ready. Now, before we begin, I'm just going to go over a few little things with our crayons. So crayons are awesome. They come in all different colors. Again, use whatever color that makes you happy, but we're going to just talk about this for a moment. The amount of pressure that you put on your crayon determines how dark your mark makes. So if you push down really hard, you're going to get a really dark, solid mark. If you go very, very light, try that out. Just using very little pressure. I'm going to get a very light color. So I have my dark blue and I have my light blue. What's kind of cool about going light is I can go back in with a different color and do the same thing right on top of it, which kind of creates like we're mixing colors, like if we were painting. When I go hard like this, our crayons are made out of wax and it doesn't really, well, it does, but it's a little bit less, or it's a little bit more intense of a color combination, and I can build more on it. So play with the amount of pressure that you put on your crayons, and also now that we have this little tester, I can have this to the side and try things out before I put them onto my main piece of paper. So I'm going to move this over. So we kind of played with our amount of pressure, maybe layering colors, and let's talk about one more tool that we have. Just like painting, we have our paintbrushes if we were painting, but we also have this. We have our pointer finger. And what's great about this guy here is that when I'm drawing or painting, I like to kind of plan out what I'm doing before I put it on my paper or my canvas. So, and with this, I want to make sure that I have enough room for my pot of gold, that I have enough room, or pot of biscuits, dog biscuits, and my dog here. I want to make sure that I have enough room for my hat, my sun, and my rainbow. So by using your finger, you can kind of map out on your paper where these, where they're going to go. All right, so we have our crayons, we have our paper, we have our finger. All right, here we go. So I'm going to start by picking up a brown. So I'm going to do a brown dog. And how I go about this is I'm going to, again, use my finger to kind of find the placement of my dog. So I want to make sure I have enough space on this side for my dog and enough space on this side for my dog bones, right? So, okay, here we go. I'm going to draw a circle here. That is going to be part of the head of my dog. I am going to then add the body of my dog. Again, use your finger before you use your crayon. and I'm going to do like an oval that's going to be a little bit bigger than my head, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add, whoa, he's a big guy. All right, so there he is. Here I have my head, I have my body of my dog, and I'm going to do one more thing here. I'm going to do an oval. So I'm going to do an oval right at the base of the circle of my head. So that's going to kind of set me up for my dog's face. All right, so I have that so far. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw in my legs. So I'm going to do one line here. I'm going to do another line right next to it, and I'm going to give him a foot. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. A line, and a foot. Now, does your dog have a long tail? Think about that first. Maybe think about it with your fingers. So it's a good thing I'm practicing and with my finger before I go on my with my crayon, because I want to make sure I have enough space for that wagging tail because he's very happy. So here we go. I'm going to do a curve, and I'm going to go right back. Maybe yours is a little different. Can't wait to see him. All right. I'm going to put this guy down for a minute, and I'm actually going to pick up my green. So I'm going to go right up to my hat. Just like painting, when I'm using crayons, I have to kind of think about what goes next, right? If I do one thing, it's going to set me up for the next thing. So I have my green crayon, and I'm going to just imagine and just picture my hat. So I'm going to do almost like a smile, a curve like that for the top or the brim of my hat. So I got that. Let me slow down for you. I'm sorry if I'm going too fast. And I'm going to, again, picture what my hat looks like. So I'm going to make almost like a V that goes up like this on both sides. So 1, 2, and then I'm going to do the top of my hat. Cool, that looks great. And I'm going to grab my yellow, and I'm going to add the buckle. So I need to add my yellow because my yellow is a little bit lighter, and I don't want to put my green and black down and then try to get my yellow on there. So I have my shape of my hat, I have my green square that I drew. The inside is empty, and now I'm going to go ahead and going back down to my dog. So I have the placement of my hat down. So now I can add my ears. All right, what do your ears want to look like? Do they want to stick up? That'd be cool. Mine are going to have these floppy ears like this. So now I know where my hat is, so I can go ahead and add one. I'm going to add another. Oh, he's cute. Yeah, perfect. Now, the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add my shape of my eyes, because I want to be able to have the whites, I want to be able to have the color part of the eyes, and I want to have the pupil, which is the dark part, right? The black. So I'm going to think about my shape of my eyes. I'm going to do ovals again. So this is going to be where the eyes are going to be. This is the nose space here. So I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to make an oval and an oval. All right, looks good. All right, and let's do one more thing before we start filling some bigger areas in with our color. I am going to make an oval with my brown, because I can fill that in with black later, for my nose. I'm then going to add the little mouth. You see that? So I made a line and I curved it down, and I made another line right there. Awesome. All right. If you think of anything else you want to add to that, go for it. But for now, I'm going to start working on filling in my dog. So my dog is going to have blue eyes. You may decide to have brown or green or any color you like. And how I'm going to go about doing this, I want to leave white at the top, I want to have color, and then I want to have the black, right? So I'm going to add a little bit of color here. Cool. Switch over to my black. Add a little bit of the black here. Pushing down a little hard. Perfect. Here it looks great. All right, as I have black in my hands, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill in my nose. Again, if you want to add a different color for your nose, feel free. Cute. All right, So I'm going to switch over to my brown. The direction of your mark is sometimes really important and actually kind of fun. It will create the fur texture. So you could, if you wanted to, just fill in. You can go soft if you want it to be light. You could go light and then go in and add some heavier marks, which will create some texture or fur, right? So also think about how the hair is growing. So when you pat your pup or your cat and you go down like this, right? If you're a cat, that's nice and smooth. And if you go back this way, you feel the hair all kind of standing up. So you know the hair is going this way, and that's how I'm going to be drawing or coloring the direction of the hair, how it's going. So I'm going to start again. Maybe you're going to go real hard, maybe you're going to go lighter, but I'm just going to go light at first. Take your time. If you want to add multiple colors, feel free. So just kind of show you, I have my light coat first, and now I'm going to go in and maybe take it a step further from that, or you can just do what I did up here and just kind of did one solid. But I'm just kind of creating a little bit of texture like that. Cool. So let's just fill this in. Maybe think about what the name of your dog is. Do you have a dog? Nice. And if you're like, oh no, my legs disappeared, don't worry, because you can outline, or you can just push harder and retrace what you did. When you're using crayons, and if there's anything underneath it, sometimes you get those little marks. Like on my table, I have like a crack right here, and I can see it. So just, sometimes be aware of maybe you need something underneath it, so you don't get those marks. But let's see. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to push down a little harder here just to pop those legs from my doggy's tummy. And I'm just going to go ahead and continue going to my tail. All right. I'm going to go up here. Sometimes you need to shake out that hand. Go for it. All right, now I'm just going to take my time around my eyes because I want to leave that little bit of white up there. Is your dog winking? Does your dog have eyelashes? Just going to fill it in here. Cool. And we always can go back if you're like, I don't know if I want to add that fur, those little marks, or if you want to add spots and you're just like, I'm not quite sure yet, no rush. You always can go back to it. While we're here, I'm going to switch on over to some green. I have my dark green, which I'm going to grab, and I'm going to put my my collar on. I'm going to start. I'm going to go right across this time. So to go add a little green collar, I'm pushing down harder. Cool. And I'm going to see if I can get this little yellow tag to kind of show up. There it is. Push down. What do you got? Did you add something different? All right. Cool. While I'm right here, I guess I will grab my red, and I'm going to add a little tongue right here. Cool. And should we go up to our hat? I think so. It's coming along. Now, when you are creating artwork, I like to think about the whole space, right? My whole canvas. So I'm working on my dog here, but we have our background to do. Do you want to have a border around it? So start kind of thinking about, how do I want my picture to turn out? What do I want to add while you're coloring it in? All right, I'm going to add a little bit of thickness to my brim of my hat. Cool. And then I have this like black belt thing right here. We already added that white square, not white, it's yellow, square here. So I'm going to grab my black and I'm going to fill in my square, and then I'm going to go on both sides and add that little, it's like a little decorative part of my hat. Oh yeah, that looks good. And I have black in my hand still. Continue going, don't make me rush you. I'm going to maybe add a little bit of outline here and there. For you who have painted with me, usually we wait to use our black last, right? But we don't have to wait for our crayon to dry, so I can just grab that, which is kind of fun. Let's see. And yeah, I like them so far. Cool. I'm going to make these little marks like his tail's wagging. Awesome. Oh, I'm going to outline his little tag. Cute. All right. Nice. So we have our pup, you know, on our paper, looking good. I might go back and add some details to him in a little bit, but for now, he'll just stay right there. And I'm going to focus on my pot of dog bones right over here. Just like we did over to our dog, I'm going to kind of just picture it and draw with my finger the sides, right? I want to make sure I have enough room on my paper for my whole pot of dog bones. You know, maybe you want to have it half on. That's fine. Again, make it your own. Do you want it a different color than mine? I'm going to start with my black, but if you want to make it a different color, feel free. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a big U. So that's going to be the base of this right here. So with my finger, again, I'm going to make like a smile, just like that. Here we go. How big is yours? Is yours tiny or is it big? All right, so I have my big U. All right, and I'm going to add these little bumps on the side. All right, just like that. I'm also going to make another smile, which is going to be the top of my pot of dog bones. So it's like a smile. Cool. And I'm going to go down here and I'm going to add the legs to this. 1, 2. Do you have any ideas of what you can add? All right, I like that so far. I'm going to put down my black for now, and I'm going to pick up my yellow crayon, and I'm going to make a big, like, sad frown, right? It's going to be the top of my big mound of bones, so it's not really sad. And I'm going to fill this in. Play with the amount of pressure, right? Are you pushing hard? Or are you going really light? Nice work. Cool. What do you think so far? All right. I'm going to put down my yellow crayon and I'm going to pick up orange. You may decide different color. And I am going to start drawing in my pot, my dog bones. I have a giant pile of them, so I don't need to see every single one that's there. I'm gonna just do a few on top, and they're gonna be different angles. I'm gonna go back to my paper that we practiced on, that we played with the amount of pressure, and I'm just gonna show you how I'm gonna draw my dog bone. So the first part is going to be, I'm gonna do a straight part here. That's this part right there. I'm going to make 2 bumps, almost like you're doing a heart. And I'm going to do 1, and I'm going to do 2. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and do my straight line again, and I'm going to do another one on this end. All right, very cool. So let's do that one more time. I'm going to do a straight line. I'm going to make almost like a heart, straight line, and 2 bumps for the heart. So those are my dog bones. So now with my orange, I'm going to go ahead and create different angles, and they can be different sizes as well, of my dog bones. Let's see. Maybe one more. Nice. I think my pup's happy with that. Cool. And I think if you want to add anything else too, feel free to add anything in there. Maybe your pup found some dog bones, maybe a tennis ball's in there, maybe a slipper, whatever, or anything else you can think of, feel free to add in there. I'm going to kind of decorate my pot before I fill it in. I could just go all black. You could do a dog bone. You could do a dog bone and write your pup's name in it. That's kind of a good idea. But I'm going to go and do exactly what I did up here, and that is create my 4-leaf clover. And I'm going to go back to this paper because I want to practice this before I go on my my real painting or my real drawing. And actually, just like our bone, it is almost like doing a heart. Okay, so I'm going to do like 4 hearts that are all going to meet together. I'm going to pick up my green again, and I'm going to start with 1 heart. I'm going to do another. I'm going to do 2 more. You could do 3, but I'm going to do 4-leaf clover for today. 1, and I'm going to do another heart. So all the centers of my heart, or all the points of my heart, are all meeting in the center. Next to my 4-leaf clover is my stem. So I'm just going to add that. So there it is. So again, it's just hearts that are all meeting in the center. And I'm doing 4 hearts. Cool. All right, going back to this, I'm going to start my 4-leaf clover. And I'm going to fill that in. Again, think about how much pressure, how dark, how light you want that. I can always, when I go back and with it, when I add the black, I really can outline those, so those will start popping a little bit more. If you're like, they kind of turned into just petals, that's okay. The black will really make those pop. I'm going to add my stem. Happy with that. Take your time. And I'm going to start next with filling in my pot. One thing, again, we can think about is the direction of your crayon, how you're going. I mean, you could go any way you want, but I'm going to kind of just go across, and when I get close to my clover, I'm just going to outline it. Cool. And maybe I'll go in like that. And I'm going to continue. If you want to get fancy, you can kind of give it a curve, right? Because it's big and round and full of dog bones. Play with the amount of pressure, right? If I go light, and then put a little bit more pressure and pull across. Are you doing a different color? Maybe purple would be cool too. Let's see. Going up here. Almost done. And I can always go back and kind of outline. Do you want the feet of yours to be a different color? I'm gonna stick with black, I think, but I am gonna try one thing. When I said purple, it kind of made me like happy. So I think I'm gonna do what we were talking about going like layering colors. I'm just gonna try it out. Why not, right? I'm gonna add, because I have these like, I have a little bit of like white coming through. I don't know if you do, but I'm gonna see. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. So I'm going back right on top. You don't have to do this. Maybe do a different color. Try it out. Neat. If you go outside the lines, totally fine. What else? Do you have any ideas? Any ideas? All right, let's see. Cool. Yay, I'm happy. Awesome. All right, so far, got my dog. I can go back and add some details in a little bit. I'm thinking maybe I need to add a few little toes. Let's see. I have my pot of dog bones. He's very happy. And I am going to next go ahead and add my rainbow. All right. So your rainbow could totally go like up and off. It can go this way over the dog's head. Think about the placement before you go ahead and add, of course. And I'm going to do red. I'm going to do orange, yellow, green, blue, and then purple. I'm going to start with my red. I'm going to do what I did here. So I'm going to start and I'm going to curve up and over. I'm going to find my red. Which one is this? This is red. Good. And I'm going to, you know what's kind of cool? Sometimes I'm like, oh, forget my piece of paper can move, right? So at any time, feel free to kind of move that around. But I'm going to start by adding my curve. Whoop. Oh yeah. There you go. Cool. And I'm going to make, you could just kind of color in a thickness, or I'm just going to go right along my line. So now I have 2 lines and I'm going to fill in between. Again, maybe have really dark, heavy lines you put a lot of pressure on and then fill in light. Or maybe you're super dark and heavy the whole time. Just give your hand a little shake every once in a while. But I have my red stripe. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my orange. So now I only have to do one side. If you wanted to have your dark lines on both, like if I were to push down a little harder over here, if I liked how I had my dark line and a lighter inside, I would go ahead and add a dark orange outline right next to the red one. But I kind of like just having one hard line, one dark line, but I don't know, just play. Just filling this in. Nice. And then my yellow. Again, I'm kind of looking before I go ahead. I'm kind of picturing where it's going, how thick it's going to be. If you're like, I love yellow, you can make a big yellow stripe. Why not? I'm going to fill in. That's cool. I'm going to go to my green. Alright. Filling in. I'm going to go to my blue. Maybe. Yeah, I'm going to go to my blue. Looking where I'm going. You see. Alright. And then my purple. Have you thought of a name for your dog? I'm naming mine Lucky. Think of anything you want to add to yours. Can't wait to see them. All right, nice. Oh, I'm happy. All right. Next, what else do we need? I think we need our sun, right? I'm going to add my sun in this corner here. I'm going to go back to my yellow and I'm going to do a curve. You can do a full circle. You can do whatever you like. So I'm going to do a curve and then I'm going to add some rays coming off. And these are, I'm going to do different lengths. Maybe longer here. Do you want to add any orange to it? And I'm going to go ahead and fill in my sun. Maybe you can add a little bit of orange. Cool. And let's see, what else do we need? I think we need some clouds. So I'm going to show you on my other piece of paper how I go about making some clouds. And I teach this in painting as well. And I think it's fun. So one thing I think about when I'm drawing my clouds is I think about how big my cloud is. Clouds are changing constantly and they're all different. So there are no right or wrong, but this is just a fun way to go about doing it. First thing I do is I think about how long is my cloud, right? They're going to be different lengths, right? But my first one, I'm going to say, here it is. Here's my length of my cloud. So that's going to be the bottom edge of my cloud. And then I'm going to think about going downstairs. All right, so you're going to going downstairs, right? And so keep that in mind. I know it's kind of crazy, but I'm going to think about adding my top stair, which is going to be my top bump on my cloud. So it could be in the middle, it could be the right, it can be to the left. I'm going to add right in the middle, I'm going to add one bump. All right. And it does look like pooch, doesn't it? I'm going to add my top, that's my top stair. And now let's go down the stairs this way, right? Here we go. I'm going to bump down. I'm going to bump down, walking down those stairs. I'm going to bump down until I'm right at that flat. Oop, I went a little further. That's okay. I always just pull it out, right? So I have my stairs going down. Now I'm going to try to stop my stair right at the end of this one on this side. So I think I could probably get 2 stairs in. So I'm going to do a bump down and a bump down. Cool. There's my cloud. I can go back in and kind of round that out a bit. So if I were to do that very lightly, then I could have a little bit more play with my crayon, right? More adding some roundness here and there. So that was fun. I'm going to go ahead and pick up my drawing and I'm going to add a few clouds here and there. I might add one that's coming off my canvas or my paper on this side, but I'm going to start right over here. Let's just do what we just did, right? I'm going to add the length of my cloud. I'm going to add my highest stair, which is my curve, little sad face. And then I'm going to go this way this time. I'm going to go down. Oh, I think I have one more stair room. 2. And I'm going to go on this way. 1, 2. How many stairs did you get? All right, cool. I'm going to let that be. That's going to stay white. And I'm going to go over to this side here. I might let this one kind of go right off the edge. And I'm going to move my center, my tallest step, over a little bit this way. And move that out a little bit. And then I'm going to do another bump down. And I'm going to bump down here. Step down, step down. I'm off my paper. Perfect. And I'm going to do one more over here. My length, my center, my highest step, step down, and there are our clouds. How are yours? All right, nice. I am going to put down my blue crayon for a moment, and I'm going to add some grass. I'm going to try to leave just a little bit of space or maybe not. I don't know. Let's see what happens. But you know, maybe I want to have my name of my dog, or my name, on my paper. So think about that before we go ahead with this. But I'm going to play with some grass. So I want to make sure that my pot of gold, my doggy. Are you thinking of anything else you can add? Do you have any more room for maybe a butterfly or a bird flying? Can you take it a step further and maybe pick up a different green and add? All right, is your grass, is there a few longer pieces? Do you have any flowers in your grass? Maybe I'll add a couple here. Just to add some like little circles. You can get as detailed as you like with those. Why not? Cool. So I have enough room now for my name of my pup, and my clovers, and now I just have my sky to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my blue crayon. I'm going to go back and forth. So in my drawing here, I kept my crayon going back and forth this way, right? I have my marks going this way and my rainbow, and in my sky, I'm going to choose to keep them going the same direction. And I'm also going to do a very, very light pressure on my crayon. And this actually feels better on my hand than going too hard. Thinking of a dog, your name for your dog. Is it Ray? Is it Buddy? Is it Lucky? What's the name of your dog? I'm going to kind of go very light over my beams of sun. Go nice and close to my pup. Go down into my grass a little bit. Just for you. And I definitely want to see your finished product. So if you need to take a little bit longer to finish anything up, please still send me a picture. I can't wait to see yours. And if you have any ideas of what you want to color, or if you want to learn how to use anything, color pencils, if you want to paint with me, let me know, because I'd love to do this again with you. Nice. It's coming out good. And my final little detail is going to be adding my pup's name, or maybe Happy St. Patrick's Day, or anything you like, of course. I'm going to use my green. Maybe I'll use two greens this time. So I'm going to have my light and my dark. I'm going to make bubble letters, and I'm going to write Lucky down here. And then I'm going to fill it in with my light green. I think that'll be cool. I really liked. Love that name. And I'm going to go ahead and add. And just like we've done this whole time with kind of using our finger, this is a great time to do that, to make sure I have enough room, right? Because sometimes I'll start and then I'll be like, I don't have enough room, and I'll have to like make a tiny little Y or whatever. So before we go ahead, I'm just going to make sure I have enough room, and I do for my K and my Y. So let's see, I'm going to add that, and then I'm going to grab my, you know what actually would also be pretty cool would be yellow for the inside of the Lucky. I think that'd be cool too. All right, I'm going to think about it. I was going to do that light green, but yellow might be cool. All right, yeah, I think I'm doing it. I think I'm going to do the yellow. So I'm going to go ahead, because that's kind of like lucky, like we're lucky to find that. I don't know, I just think it would be cool. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, that's popping. Cool. Take your time. And I'm going to add 2 shamrocks on both sides. This actually might be the time. Instead of doing the black outline like I did up here, I'm going to do a dark outline of my dark green, and then I'm going to fill in them with the light. That's it. That's perfect. I'm super excited about that. All right, remember, it's our 4 hearts that the points meet in the center, right? And then I'll add my stem. So I'm going to kind of just picture it with my finger. All right, I'm good. Here we go. I'm going to add 1 heart, 2. They can touch or they can almost touch. You can always fill it in when you color it. Cool. I'm going to add, let's see, where does my stem come from? Looks good. Ooh. And I'm going to fill in with the light. I'm going to push down kind of hard. Yeah, I'm happy I did that. And I'm gonna do one more on the side. Maybe you're gonna do like a horseshoe. That'd be kind of cool. Or if you have any other ideas, share them with me, please. I'm gonna add my last little shamrock here. So I'm adding my hearts. I'm gonna add, so my stem on this side went this way, and I think I'm gonna make the stem go this way. And I'm going to fill that in. Cool. All right, so at this time, I'm kind of just going to admire it and think about, what do I want to add to it? Do you want to add anything? Do you want to maybe go back in and add a little bit more texture to your dog's fur? You could always maybe add a bird or 2. Maybe I'll make one up here. Practice on your other paper. I would highly suggest that before I add my birds or anything else. Think about the size. But I think this came out awesome, and I hope you had fun, and I hope to create with you again maybe tomorrow. Think so? I think that might be fun. But thanks again, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of your drawings. Have a wonderful night. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and thanks for getting creative. Bye-bye.